Good morning, Mr. Douglas. I hope you are doing well. I wanted to discuss the progress of Project A and Project B with you today.
Good morning, Dita. I am doing well, thank you. I am ready to discuss the projects. What specific aspects would you like to cover? I would like us to delve into a detailed comparison of the two projects. Let's start with Project A. Can you provide an overview of its current status, key milestones achieved, and any challenges that the team is currently facing?
Certainly, Project A is progressing according to the established timeline. We have successfully completed the initial phase, meeting the specified milestones. However, we have encountered some challenges in terms of resource allocation, particularly with regard to the specialized skills required for a certain module.
I see. Thank you for the update. Now, let's shift our focus to Project B. Could you provide a similar overview of its status, milestones, and challenges?
Of course, Project B is slightly ahead of schedule, and we have achieved the initial milestones as well. The team has been performing efficiently, and we have managed to address potential issues proactively. However, we are facing some external dependencies that might impact the timeline in the coming weeks.
Thank you for the overview. It is good to hear that both projects are progressing well overall. Now, let's discuss the specific strengths and weaknesses of each project. What are the standout strengths of Project A, and where do you see areas for improvement?
Project A's strength lies in the depth of expertise within the team. The members have a strong understanding of the project requirements. However, we could enhance communication channels to ensure that the entire team is consistently updated on any changes or challenges.
That is a valid point. Communication is crucial for project success. Now, let's discuss Project B. What do you consider to be its key strengths and areas that require attention?
Project B excels in its efficient utilization of resources and the team's ability to adapt to unforeseen challenges. However, as mentioned earlier, the external dependencies could pose a risk, and we need to closely monitor and manage them to avoid any delays.
I appreciate your insights. Moving forward, let's discuss strategies to address the identified challenges and capitalize on the strengths of each project. How can we optimize resource allocation for Project A, and what measures can we put in place to mitigate the impact of external dependencies on Project B? Before we move on to the budget, I would like to address the strategies we have discussed for optimizing resource allocation and managing external dependencies. What specific steps do you propose for Project A to improve communication within the team and ensure everyone is on the same page?
I suggest implementing regular team meetings to provide updates, discuss challenges, and brainstorm solutions. Additionally, we could establish a centralized communication platform to streamline information sharing. This would help in keeping everyone informed and engaged throughout the project.
Excellent. Communication is key, and your proposals align with that principle. Now, let's turn our attention to Project B. How do you envision managing the external dependencies to minimize potential delays?
For Project B, I recommend establishing a contingency plan for each external dependency. This could involve identifying alternative solutions, establishing clear communication channels with the external parties, and regularly reviewing the progress of these dependencies to catch and address any issues early on.
Those are proactive measures that should serve us well. Now, let's talk about budgets. Can you provide an overview of the current budget status for both Project A and Project B?
Certainly, as of now, Project A is within the allocated budget. We have been able to manage costs effectively, and there have not been any significant deviations from the initial projections.
That is positive news. Now, what about Project B? How does its current budget compare, and have there been any unforeseen expenses?
Project B is also operating within the allocated budget. However, as we progress, we need to closely monitor expenses related to external dependencies. While we have factored in some flexibility, we must ensure that any additional costs are justified and approved through the proper channels.
Understood. It is crucial to maintain financial discipline. Given the budgetary constraints, do you anticipate any need for reallocation of funds between the two projects?
At this point, I do not foresee the need for significant reallocation. However, as we progress, we should conduct regular budget reviews to identify any areas where adjustments may be necessary. Open communication with the finance team will be essential in this regard.
Agreed. Let's schedule periodic budget reviews to stay on top of any potential changes. Overall, it is reassuring to hear that both projects are currently within budget. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss regarding Project A, Project B, or their respective budgets?
No, Mr. Douglas. I believe we have covered the key aspects. I will continue to monitor the projects closely and will keep you updated on any developments.
Thank you for the comprehensive updates on the projects and their budgets. Now, let's shift our focus to the teams working on Project A and Project B. Can you provide insights into the composition and dynamics of each team?
Certainly, Mr. Douglas. Project A has a diverse team with a mix of seasoned experts and newer team members. The team members bring a range of skills and experiences to the table, fostering a collaborative environment. However, as mentioned earlier, communication could be further improved to leverage the collective expertise more effectively.
It is good to hear about the diversity in skills on Project A regarding the communication challenges. Do you have any specific strategies in mind to enhance collaboration within the team?
Yes, I propose implementing regular knowledge sharing sessions where team members can showcase their expertise in specific areas. Additionally, fostering an open door policy and encouraging team members to voice their ideas and concerns will contribute to a more transparent and communicative atmosphere.
Those are constructive measures. Now, let's turn our attention to Project B. Can you provide an overview of the team dynamics, their strengths, and any areas that might require attention?
The team on Project B is relatively smaller but highly cohesive. Their strength lies in efficient collaboration and adaptability to changing circumstances. However, we need to ensure that this close-knit dynamic does not lead to a lack of diversity in thought. Introducing periodic cross-functional collaborations might help bring in fresh perspectives.
That is a valid consideration. It is essential to strike a balance between cohesion and diversity of thought. Moving on to individual performance, are there any standout performers or challenges within either team that you would like to discuss?
In Project A, some notable standout performers consistently deliver high-quality work. However, we have identified a need for additional training in specific areas for some team members. On Project B, individual performances are solid, and the team has demonstrated a high level of adaptability. We will continue to monitor individual and team performance closely.
I appreciate the detailed insights. Regarding the training needs identified in Project A, let's develop a plan to address those skill gaps. Additionally, consider proposing mentorship or knowledge-sharing programs to leverage the expertise of standout performers.
Absolutely, Mr. Douglas. I will work on a comprehensive training plan and explore mentorship opportunities within the team.
Great. As we conclude, let's set up regular check-ins to discuss the progress of these initiatives and any further developments in the project teams. Open communication and proactive management of both projects and teams are vital for our overall success.
I completely agree, Mr. Douglas. I appreciate the guidance, and I will ensure that we stay on top of these aspects. If there is anything else you would like to address, please let me know.
Thank you for the thorough updates on the teams and your proactive approach to addressing their needs. Now, let's delve into the specific challenges and difficulties faced by Project A and Project B. Can you provide an overview of the unique challenges each project is encountering?
Certainly, Mr. Douglas. Project A is grappling with the complexity of integrating a new technology into the existing framework. The specialized skills required for this integration have been a challenge to source, and as a result, progress has been slightly slower than initially anticipated.
I see. Integrating new technology can indeed be a complex task. How are we addressing the challenge of acquiring the necessary skills for Project A? Are there training programs or external resources that can expedite the process?
We are currently exploring external training programs and considering the option of hiring additional resources with the required expertise. Simultaneously, we are providing in-house training to existing team members to bridge the skill gap. It is an ongoing effort to ensure that the team is well equipped to handle the technological challenges.
Good initiative. Now, let's turn our attention to Project B. What difficulties are the team facing in that project?
Project B's primary difficulty revolves around external dependencies, particularly in coordinating with third-party vendors. While we have a solid plan in place, unforeseen delays from the vendors have the potential to impact our timeline. We are closely monitoring the situation and have contingency plans in case of any significant disruptions.
External dependencies always pose a level of risk. It is reassuring to know that there are contingency plans in place. How are we mitigating these risks on Project B, and what steps are being taken to minimize potential delays?
To mitigate the risk associated with external dependencies, we are maintaining regular communication with the vendors, setting clear expectations, and conducting regular reviews of their progress. Additionally, we have identified alternative solutions in case of any unforeseen delays, aiming to minimize the impact on our timeline.
Well thought out measures. Considering the challenges faced by both projects, do you foresee any cross-functional collaboration or knowledge-sharing opportunities that could benefit both teams?
Absolutely, Mr. Douglas. There is potential for knowledge sharing sessions where the experiences of Project A in implementing new technology could be beneficial for Project B and vice versa. This collaborative approach could enhance the overall efficiency and resilience of both projects.
Excellent suggestion. Let's schedule a cross-functional meeting to facilitate this knowledge exchange. In conclusion, I appreciate your diligence in addressing the specific challenges faced by Project A and Project B. Keep me updated on the progress, and don't hesitate to reach out if you need any additional support.
Thank you, Mr. Douglas. I will certainly keep you informed, and I appreciate your ongoing support. If there is anything else you would like to discuss, please let me know.
Thank you for your insights into the challenges and strategies for both Project A and Project B. Now, let's shift our focus to a different aspect. How do you anticipate the popularity and market reception of each project in the future?
Certainly, Mr. Douglas, Project A has the potential to gain significant popularity in the market due to its innovative use of new technology. Once the integration is complete, the project is positioned to offer a unique solution that addresses current market demands. However, marketing and communication efforts will be crucial to ensuring its success.
Agreed. Marketing plays a vital role, especially when introducing innovative solutions. How are we planning to promote project to ensure it gains the attention it deserves?
We are in the process of developing a comprehensive marketing strategy that includes targeted campaigns, product demonstrations, and engaging content to highlight the benefits of the new technology. We are also exploring partnerships and collaborations that can enhance the project's visibility in the market.
That sounds promising. Now, what about Project B? How do you foresee its popularity in the future?
Project B, while not as inherently flashy as Project A, addresses a pressing need in the market as we navigate external dependencies and potential delays. Our focus is on delivering a reliable and robust solution. The success of Project B may not be as immediate as Project A, but over time, its stability and efficiency could contribute to a strong, steady reputation in the market.
Stability and reliability are indeed valuable qualities. How are we planning to communicate these aspects to the market for Project B, and what strategies are in place to build its reputation over time?
We are emphasizing transparent communication about the project's progress, highlighting its reliability in meeting deadlines and showcasing successful milestones achieved. Additionally, customer testimonials and case studies will play a key role in building trust and establishing Project B as a dependable solution in the market.
Excellent approach. It is crucial to manage expectations and communicate effectively. As we look ahead, are there any potential challenges or opportunities that could impact the popularity of either project in the future?
One potential challenge for both projects could be the evolving market landscape and emerging technologies. We need to stay agile, monitor industry trends, and be ready to adapt our strategies accordingly. On the flip side, this dynamic environment also presents opportunities for us to stay ahead of the curve and position our projects as innovative solutions.
Your foresight is appreciated. Let's schedule regular updates on the marketing strategies for both projects and keep an eye on market trends. I am confident that with your strategic approach, both Project A and Project B will gain the attention and recognition they deserve. If there is anything specific you need from me in this regard, please let me know.
Thank you, Mr. Douglas. I will ensure to keep you updated on our marketing efforts, and I appreciate your support. If there is nothing else to discuss, I will continue with the implementation of the strategies we have outlined.
That sounds good. Keep up the excellent work, and feel free to reach out if there are any further developments or if you require additional support. I look forward to the future success of both projects.
Good afternoon, Mark. I trust you are doing well. I wanted to take some time to discuss your performance in the first and second papers for the English education course. How have you been finding the material so far?
Good afternoon, Professor Collins. I appreciate your concern. The course material has been challenging yet insightful. I have put an extra effort to grasp the concepts and apply them in my papers.
I am glad to hear that you are engaged with the material. Let's start by talking about your first paper. Can you share your reflections on the strengths and areas for improvement in that assignment?
Certainly. In the first paper, I focused on the historical development of English education. I believe I successfully provided a comprehensive overview, citing relevant sources to support my points. However, I recognize that my analysis of certain historical events could have been more nuanced.
Your awareness of both strengths and areas for improvement is commendable. For the second paper, which focused on contemporary challenges in English education, what approach did you take and how do you feel about the outcome?
In the second paper, I aimed to analyze current challenges such as technology integration and diverse learning needs. I think my analysis was more in-depth compared to the first paper, and I made an effort to connect these challenges to broader educational theories. However, I wonder if I could have provided more practical examples to strengthen my arguments.
It is great to hear that you delved deeper into the contemporary challenges. Adding practical examples is a valid consideration, as it can enhance the applicability of your arguments. Were there any specific difficulties you encountered in approaching the second paper?
The main challenge was balancing theoretical concepts with real-world examples. I wanted to ensure that my analysis was grounded in educational theory, while also being accessible and applicable to real classroom scenarios.
Striking that balance can be challenging, but is crucial for a well-rounded analysis. Moving forward, let's discuss strategies to address the identified areas for improvement. How do you plan to enhance the nuances in your historical analysis and incorporate more practical examples in your future work?
For historical analysis, I intend to focus on specific events and their implications rather than providing a broad overview. This will allow me to delve deeper into the nuances of each historical context. For practical examples, I will make a conscious effort to include case studies and specific instances where the theoretical concepts manifest in real-world English education settings.
Those are sound strategies. As you proceed, remember to maintain a balance between theory and practical application. It is evident that you are putting thought into refining your approach. Are there any specific resources or guidance you believe would be beneficial for further improvements?
I plan to explore more case studies and seek additional readings on historical events in English education. Additionally, any recommended readings or specific topics you think would deepen my understanding and improve my papers would be greatly appreciated.
I can certainly provide additional readings and resources tailored to your areas of focus. I appreciate your proactive approach to seeking further knowledge. Let's schedule a follow-up meeting to discuss your progress and any additional support you may need. In the meantime, keep up the good work, and I look forward to seeing the continued development of your analytical skills in English education.
Thank you, Professor. I appreciate your guidance and support. I will make sure to incorporate your suggestions into my future work and will reach out if I have any questions.
Excellent, Mark. Before we conclude, let's explore another aspect of your papers: the structure and coherence of your arguments. How do you feel about the overall organization and flow of ideas in both the first and second papers?
In the first paper, I believe I followed a logical structure, providing an introduction, historical context, and a conclusion. However, upon reflection, I see that some transitions between key points could have been smoother. As for the second paper, I aimed for a more refined structure, establishing a clear progression from identifying contemporary challenges to proposing solutions. Yet, I'm aware that maintaining consistency in transitions remains an area for improvement.
Acknowledging the need for improvement is a crucial step. Let's delve into specific instances where you feel transitions could be smoother. Do you have any thoughts on how you might enhance the coherence of your arguments, especially between key points or sections?
Certainly. I have noticed that my transitions tend to be abrupt, lacking a clear connection between paragraphs. To address this, I plan to use more transition words and phrases, ensuring a smoother flow between ideas. Additionally, I will pay closer attention to the overall structure during the revision process to guarantee a seamless progression of thoughts.
Your awareness of the issue and your proposed solutions are commendable. Transition words and careful structuring are powerful tools for creating a cohesive narrative. Moving forward, consider creating an outline before drafting to establish a clear roadmap for your arguments. This can serve as a guide for maintaining a logical flow.
That is a valuable suggestion, Professor. I will incorporate outlining into my writing process to enhance the overall coherence of my papers.
It is great to hear. Now, considering the feedback and improvements discussed today, do you have any specific goals for your next assignment? How do you plan to apply these insights into your upcoming work?
For the next assignment, my primary goal is to implement more structured outlines before I begin writing. This should help me organize my thoughts cohesively and address the transitional issues. Additionally, I will strive to include practical examples where relevant and refine my historical analyses by focusing on specific events.
Those are ambitious yet achievable goals. I am confident that with these focused efforts, you will see significant improvements. Remember, the learning process is iterative, and each assignment is an opportunity for growth. If you encounter challenges or need further guidance, do not hesitate to reach out.
I appreciate your encouragement, Professor. I will definitely keep that in mind. Thank you for your time and valuable insights today.
You are most welcome. It has been a productive discussion. I look forward to seeing the evolution of your writing skills in the upcoming assignments. If there is nothing else, feel free to reach out whenever needed. Before we conclude our discussion, let's delve into the aspect of evidence and support for your arguments in both papers. How do you feel about the selection and incorporation of evidence to strengthen your points in the first and second papers?
In the first paper, I made an effort to include relevant historical facts and data to support my arguments. However, upon reflection, I recognize that I could have provided a more diverse range of sources to offer a well-rounded perspective. For the second paper, I aimed to incorporate recent studies and reports to enhance the credibility of my analysis. Yet, I understand that I need to ensure a more seamless integration of evidence into my arguments. Analyzing the quality and diversity of evidence is a crucial aspect of academic writing. In what ways do you plan to diversify your sources and improve the integration of evidence into your arguments in future assignments?
Your commitment to incorporating diverse and well-integrated evidence is commendable. As you explore additional sources, consider the credibility and relevance of each, ensuring they contribute meaningfully to your arguments. Maintaining a balance between qualitative and quantitative evidence can also strengthen your analysis.
Thank you for those suggestions, Professor. I will be mindful of the quality and relevance of the sources I choose and work on seamlessly integrating them into my arguments.
That sounds like a solid plan. Remember to critically evaluate each source for its reliability and appropriateness for your specific arguments. If you ever need assistance in identifying repeatable sources or have questions about the integration of evidence, don't hesitate to reach out.
I appreciate your guidance, Professor. I will certainly keep that in mind. Thank you for your time and valuable feedback today.
You are welcome. It has been a productive conversation. As you continue refining your writing skills, I'm confident you will see progress.
Thank you, Professor. I will be sure to do so. Have a great day as well.
Wait, before we conclude our discussion, let's turn our attention to the aspect of clarity and conciseness in your writing. How do you perceive the clarity of your arguments and the overall conciseness of your expression in both the first and second papers?
In the first paper, I believe I presented my arguments clearly, but I recognize that there were instances where my explanations could have been more succinct. I tended to elaborate on certain points more than necessary. For the second paper, I aimed for a more concise writing style, ensuring that each sentence contributes directly to the overall argument. However, I am aware that I need to strike a balance to avoid sacrificing clarity for brevity.
Balancing clarity and conciseness is indeed crucial. Can you identify specific areas where you think you could have been more concise in the first paper and maintain clarity in the second paper?
In the first paper, I noticed that some sections contained the necessary details that, while informative, might have distracted me from the main argument. For the second paper, while I focused on being concise, I want to ensure that I don't omit crucial information that may impact the reader's understanding.
Identifying areas for improvement is a significant step. Moving forward, how do you plan to address these challenges and strike a balance between clarity and conciseness in your writing?
To improve clarity, I will aim for a more focused and organized structure in my sentences, ensuring that each sentence contributes directly to the main point. To maintain conciseness, I will be mindful of eliminating unnecessary details and repetition, always considering the reader's need for a clear and concise presentation of ideas.
Excellent approach. One effective strategy is to have a peer or someone else review your writing, as fresh eyes can often identify areas where clarity or conciseness can be improved. Additionally, reading your work aloud can help you identify sentences that might be overly complex or verbose.
Thank you for those suggestions, Professor. I will incorporate them into my revision process for future assignments.
You are welcome. Remember, writing is a continuous process of refinement, and each assignment provides an opportunity for improvement. If you have any questions or need further guidance, feel free to reach out. I look forward to seeing the progress in your writing.
I appreciate your support, Professor. I will be sure to reach out if I have any questions. Thank you for your time and valuable insights today.
It was my pleasure. Keep up the good work, and I'm confident you will continue to refine your writing skills.
Thank you, Professor.
Before we conclude, let's discuss the aspect of critical analysis in your papers. How do you feel about the depth of critical analysis in the first and second papers?
In the first paper, I believe I provided a reasonable level of critical analysis by examining historical events and their impact on English education. However, I acknowledge that I could have pushed further by questioning underlying assumptions and exploring alternative perspectives. For the second paper, I aim to enhance my critical analysis by evaluating contemporary challenges, but I still feel there's room for improvement in questioning the implications and potential solutions more deeply.
Recognizing the need for deeper critical analysis is an important step. In what specific ways do you plan to enhance your critical analysis skills for future assignments?
To deepen my critical analysis, I plan to engage more actively with scholarly debates surrounding the topics I address. This involves not only presenting different perspectives, but also evaluating their strengths and weaknesses. Additionally, I will strive to connect the theoretical concepts discussed in class to the real-world issues presented in the papers, fostering a more profound level of analysis.
Those are excellent strategies. Engaging with scholarly debates and linking theoretical concepts to real-world issues will undoubtedly enrich your critical analysis. As you progress, consider incorporating counter-arguments and addressing potential limitations in your analysis to further strengthen your arguments.
I appreciate those insights, Professor. I will certainly work on incorporating counter-arguments and addressing limitations to enhance the depth of my critical analysis.
It is great to hear. Critical analysis is a skill that develops with practice and engagement. As you continue to refine this aspect of your writing, remember that questioning assumptions and exploring alternative perspectives are key elements of a strong critical analysis.
Thank you for the guidance, Professor. I will keep those principles in mind as I work on future assignments. If there is nothing else, I appreciate your time and valuable feedback.
You are very welcome, Mark. It has been a constructive conversation. If you ever have questions or need further clarification as you work on future assignments, do not hesitate to reach out. I look forward to seeing the progress in your critical analysis skills. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Professor. I will be sure to reach out if I need assistance. Have a wonderful day as well.